entire chapter, you start seeing some of the benefits from that. So it kind of breaks the handcuffs off and allows us to do a lot more, and that's something that we'll continue to invest in as we go along the way.
On the topic of the season journey, we've seen in the past people feeling the need to complete content in Torment 4 in order to complete the season journey. Now, you guys have recently said that the objective is for 10% of players to be hitting Torment 4. Does that mean we're going to see a shift in what kind of goals there are in the season journey?
Yeah, one of the overarching things for 2025 is to, bring challenge back into the game. Now, I want to be really specific. It is not to turn the game up to 10 for everybody. This is a game that is about the way I play. I like to log in. I like to just relax. It's my end of the day stress reliever. And so we're not going to do anything that jeopardizes that. But there are players that really like to be tested. And so getting to a spot with some of our activities,
that sounds like endgame.
Some of our guided systems like this to create those spikes in the appropriate places is something that we want to continue to look at season upon season. So it's like what you see with what some of the power adjustments that we're putting into season 8. We take a look at what the boss layers look like. Is there something we can do there? We know we got a lot of high-end players in that activity. What does that mean?
I still wish they would just bring back the abattoir of Zero of season 2. That was amazing, man. Fighting those 3 blood bosses, blood seekers in the end, that was sick.
But we also don't want to lose the accessibility. And so it's a dance as we go along. I heard your stream where you're talking about some people like cake, some people like pie, and that is the dance we're doing. Both. I like cake, by the way. My brother likes pie. But we're not gonna sacrifice one for the other, and we're gonna continue to play that dance and getting to the game where it needs to be for everybody.
It's a tough dance. It's a tough balance to strike for sure. So looking forward at season 9 here, Sins of the Haradrim. I know previously we've seen teases. I think it was we've seen teases that we'd see a familiar face returning for a previous season.
It's always
given
like that.
Haradrim are people that we've tended to know in lore. Might we see any familiar faces, or we can't talk to that?
Well, I can tell you that continuity is a piece of feedback we get a lot. If you look at season 5, we referenced Lilith and the way that impacted that faction. You saw it in the dialogue. It's probably one of our most charismatic NPCs we've ever had.
No, they were just hinting at endgame. Abattoir of Zero is not back yet.
And so we know that continuity of what's happening in the world, or what has happened in the world, is pretty important. And so season upon season, you're going to see that connective tissue kind of filtering.
This is the game director for the next expansion, I think, as well. Brad Gibson from Blizzard. He was the game director for Vessel of Hatred. And